Hello, my name is April Ezell, and I wanted to start making some videos based on being a military wife and exactly how hard it is. I just got married in September to my wonderful husband, Brooks Ezell, and this is Brooks Ezell. This is me and Brooks at his family day. He's very handsome, and he's like the sweetest guy I've ever met in my life. Reason I married him, and pretty much like being a military wife is very hard. If you're one of those girls that cannot stand to be alone, then the military wife or lifestyle just is not going to be for you. My husband and I got married September the 24th, 2011. He has been deployed currently for about 4 months, or we've been separated for at least 4 months. Last time I saw him was Thanksgiving in Texas. Me and his family made a road trip to Texas because that's where he was stationed before his deployment, and it was much easier for us to see him that way. It's definitely hard being away from him just because we spend every second of every day together. At the time of his deployment, I wasn't working, so it definitely took a toll on me. I spent countless hours just laying in bed, crying my eyes out, and just being miserable. And then when I realized that, hey, I need to suck it up. It's worse for him than it is for me. I know he didn't want to leave me because I know he loves me and would do anything for me, and I should be willing to do absolutely anything for him. And so I decided that I was going to be busy and I wasn't going to stop living, and that, I'm still going to be supportive. And if it weren't for technology, it would be a lot harder. I can't imagine only being able to write letters and him maybe not even get them, or, the struggles of that. The fact that we have Skype and FaceTime now is amazing because I've gotten so used to being able to speak to him first thing in the morning and before I go to bed. That the time difference is 8 hours. I live here in North Carolina and he's there in Kuwait. And it's definitely hard to get used to it, especially if you need to go to bed at a decent hour, because sometimes I don't hear from him until like 11, 12 o'clock, and he's getting up. And when I'm getting up in the morning and getting ready for work, I really don't have time to talk to him. And so it's definitely been harder now that I've started working, but I feel like it's made it easier at the same time because I'm busy and I'm focused on other things. I love him to death and I think about him all the time. Now that I'm working, I feel like the time goes by much faster or the day goes by faster because I'm busy doing something that's productive, and it's helping us out at the same time that I have my own income. And my suggestion for girls out there who are going through a deployment is to stay positive. Never tell him bad news. Always be supportive. Make sure you tell him that you love him, because my husband, that's the number one thing he wants to hear, is that I love him and that I will be here when he gets back. I definitely, I definitely applaud all of you women out there that do hold on to the promises that you made your wedding day, and hold on to the promises in general that you have made to your husband, fiance, or boyfriend, that you will remain faithful, because they need that stability. They need to know that you're going to be there when they get back, and that, they're pretty much supporting you and giving you this lifestyle and taking care of you, and why would you just stab them in the back? And there are a lot of girls out there, and to be honest, us as women are kind of looked down upon, especially if you get married before the deployment. You don't have the best reputation, And so I feel like that kind of gives me the drive to like prove people wrong, just because they think, oh, well, she's a pretty face and, you know, guys like her. Jody's going to take care of her while you're gone. That's not the case at all. I know that I will never find someone who treats me as good as he does and who will love me as much as he does. And so I have strength from that, just the knowing of, it's just, I think it's good to also keep in touch with people who are also close as far as in his unit. He had his family day, like I showed you that picture. I met a lot of people at that family day that, we exchanged numbers, me and 2 other wives, and that way we keep in touch, and, it's kind of like you build your own support system. I can't imagine just sitting at home and doing nothing. I say staying busy and keeping in touch with others and building and creating your own support system is very important. That you are not alone, that there are millions of us out here doing the exact same thing across the world, and you just have to be strong. It's hard. It really is. There are days like Valentine's Day was just the other day, and it was very, very hard for me to spend it alone. And on top of that, I was working, so I had to see everyone all mushy-gushy and all over each other, which made me really sad, because like all I wanted was, my husband, and that wasn't an option. But I know that even though this wasn't the best Valentine's Day ever, that next year will be, just because I'll have him, and it'll be a lot more personal and romantic and amazing, and I look forward to that. So I just kind of look forward to the future and what could be or will be, and just hang in there. And I really just wanted to make this video to let you know that, tell you a little bit about my own personal story. And being married to someone who's in the military isn't easy. It really isn't. And I plan on making more of these videos to help keep you up to date as far as my husband being gone. I wish I'd have started when he first deployed, because it would have been a little more interesting, and probably would be a little more relatable to girls who have started making these videos. But feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I haven't been doing these videos, or videos in general, very long. I'm just now getting into the swing of things, and I'm going to start making them in my free time when I'm not working or chatting it up with my husband. So, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will get back to you as soon as I can, and hang in there.